So recently, the hashtag Don't Stream on Max was trending on Twitter. Yes, I call it Twitter. I will never refer to it as X. Just like I still call Max HBO Max. People were upset that Our Flag Means Death was canceled, just in time for Pride. But if you have been following my channel since I restarted it back in 2022, you would know that this is all part of David Zaslav's master plan to make HBO and its programming geared towards white middle America. And what does middle America not like? The gays. So HBO Max started off as this big ambitious streaming service. It touted the fact that it had several different libraries and all of this good content. Hence the name HBO Max. In the beginning, it gained 78 million subscribers in 1 year. It was known as one of the best, if not the best, streaming service. Then David Zaslav was hired. He was hired and in his first year made $246 million.
Zaslav's pay package totaled $200 topping the list. That compared with $37 million the year before and was inflated by a large $202 million option grant related to his contract renewal. The ratio of his pay to the median worker pay was 2,972 to 1. Excluding the option grant, Warner Brothers Discovery noted in the proxy, Zaslav's salary was $43 million and the pay ratio 527 to 1.
He had many different options, one of which would double if based on the profit he would make. So with that motivation, David Zaslav would start quietly taking content off of HBO Max. But people noticed right away and got very angry. So he put it back at first. Then he just said, fuck it, and started taking content off left and right, including permanently shelving Batgirl in order to get a tax write-off. The main reason is cost cutting. And it says, while HBO Max already paid for the production of these shows, it's still on the hook for residuals, including so-called back-end payments to cast, crew, and writers based on long-term viewership metrics. By removing these films and shows, especially the ones HBO Max created rather than licensed, executives can cut expenses immediately. Warner Brothers Discovery has promised at least $3 billion in synergies stemming from the merger of Warner Media and Discovery announced in May.
HBO Max's removal of the Looney Tunes shorts was reported December 31st by a Twitter account called The Cartoon News. In a follow-up post Monday, the account said without citing a source that the Looney Tunes clips were removed temporarily due to a maintenance check to fix the Photoshop titles and that they will be returning to HBO Max soon. A source familiar with HBO Max told Variety that the Looney Tunes shorts will not, in fact, be coming back to the service. So they lied. Earlier in the year, HBO Max had expunged multiple exclusive film titles and original series and 200 older Sesame Street episodes. All told, Warner Brothers Discovery said last month the company could incur content impairment and development write-off charges of up to $3.5 billion as the result of the merger.
They just disappeared. One moment they were there, the next they were suddenly gone with no warning, like a ghost or a TV show on HBO Max. Everything's fine at this company. Everything's fine.
Now in the beginning, I could never understand why the Warner Discovery merger was going to happen. And I really didn't care as long as they left HBO Max alone. But they didn't. First, they changed the name from HBO Max to just Max. But the name change was stupid for so many reasons. Two of which are one, once they got rid of HBO from the name, they still needed a way to let people know that Max still carried HBO. So they went with the tagline, Max, the place to get HBO. You know what would have done the same thing? Leaving the name as HBO Max. And two, just hearing the name Max made me think of Skinamax, the nickname for Cinemax after dark when they showed skin flicks. Then they upped the price. And I just received an email that the price is going up yet again on July 1st. So they're giving us less and making us pay more. Does that sound fair to you? But then came the most egregious thing. Zaslav came after diversity.
Warner Brothers Discovery has gotten rid of the writer-directors workshops and Stage 13, basically getting rid of any means of hiring diverse talent for their programs, for any part of their programs, sending a huge message to the talent industry at large.
The writers and the directors workshops are not going away. Warner Brothers Discovery has to keep them in place because of a contract they have with the Directors Guild, the DGA, because of some bargaining, whatever. But because of that contract, they have to keep the writer and the director workshop in place. That's not going away. He pretty much showed his hand when he tried to get rid of the workshops that opened the door for diverse hiring at Warner Brothers Discovery. But if you weren't convinced, he went on to fire 13 executives, all of whom were people of color.
Laid off HBO Max execs revealed Warner Brothers Discovery is killing off diversity and courting middle America. It is part of the plan. It is part of the plan.
Because it's all part of the plan.
Goodness, Warner Brothers Discovery has axed about 13 non-white executives as it tries to climb out of debt. It will likely affect the shows and movies that are made. Former Warner employees believe these changes are just as much about business as they are about reshaping the ideological perception of Warner properties. It all points to the same end, they say, a rejection of left-wing or highly diverse content in favor of more homogenous, middle America-friendly fare. The lack of diversity in content staff might just make that goal easier.
This is where his plan to appease middle America comes to light. He doesn't care about quality, he doesn't care about good programming, and he sure don't care about diversity. Normally, I would say he only cares about the bottom line, but his actions don't really show that. He canceled shows that were popular and critically acclaimed. And with HBO, critically acclaimed means a lot because word of mouth can make a show take off. The shows he canceled and removed from the streaming service would have been profitable for HBO Max. But he seems to not want a certain type of show to succeed.
If David Zaslav had his wish, he would just program Chip and Joanna all day long. There was just a massive, we don't need you, you're not offering the things we're focused on.
I don't know why he's so determined to get rid of scripted programming in favor of unscripted programming on a streaming service known for having good TV shows and movies. People did not sign up for reality TV when they signed up for HBO Max.
And you know something? And I love Chip and Joanna and I love Fixer Upper. I love it. But do I want to see it on HBO? No. Not at all. Not at all. Keep that shit separate.
I mean, let's be real. HBO was the biggest draw, but he's destroying it in favor of Discovery, a streaming service that only had 20 million subscribers when it merged with Warner Brothers.
Soon it's going to be HBO minimum.
But do you know who loves Discovery? Middle America. He wants to change everything that made HBO Max good and unique in favor of making it appeal to an audience who is never going to subscribe to it anyway. Warner Brothers Discovery just held their shareholders meeting the same day that Don't Stream on Max was trending on Twitter. They, of course, were happy with Zaslav's performance. The only way for them to see that Zaslav is destroying what was once a truly great streaming service is for people to unsubscribe in droves. Then maybe we can get him fired. Until then, we are stuck with this for another year. So, were you a part of the Don't Stream on Max trend? Are you like me and waiting until Zaslav gets fired? Tell me in the comments down below. Also, tell me if there's a topic you would like to see me talk about. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to know the next time I upload or go live. Thanks.